All right, guys. So here I am. There's my car. I'm back home. 620 miles later. This is what I'm bringing back with me. And now it's time for the fun part, which is to actually get to go through it. When you're getting it loaded onto the truck and getting it consolidated, see a couple of things, but I really have not seen probably at least 80, if not 90% of all this. So I'm excited. I'm going to take my time with it. We have the truck for a couple of days, so it's just going to be a gradual unloading process. And I'm a little worn down, I guess. So I'll show you guys what I find as I go through it. Okay, so kind of a plan of attack here, as you'll see. So I've kind of made a walkway for myself to bring this into my house, and really I have a lot more space already than I initially anticipated. As you can see, a lot of the stuff is not marked. Even if it says it's something, doesn't necessarily mean that's what's in it. But kind of what the game plan is right now is to get the stuff out right away, that I know exactly what it is, and I know exactly how much it's worth, especially if it's a bigger, bulkier item, because that will eliminate some of the space challenges that I may have early on and start to get some things into new collections. So that's kind of the plan. Ideally, I like to get kind of these boxes out because a lot of those are sets, or if they're loose cards, they can go into my own boxes I have here at home. Any of this stuff in here. So let's see what I can come up with. All right, here we go. The first box that I'm gonna go through, and just to give you an idea that there are some boxes like these over here where if it says 1984 tops, chances are if it's a set like that, that's what it actually is. Now some of these boxes, like this one down here, says 64 to 66, high numbers, 80 stars, minor stars. Some of that's true, some of that not as much. Those kind of boxes, it's hit or miss in terms of is that actually what it is. I know like that box, like yeah, there are some high numbers in there from those sets. There's also some commons from that era, and then I think there's like some 70s tops cards in there as well. So it's really all over the place on those kind of boxes. And I mean, this is a good example here. So like you do have some like 91 Donruss in here. You got 89 Bowman kind of sprinkled in throughout here. But then you got 81 tops, you got some 71 tops, some 74, there's a lot of 74, some 73, more 84 in here, some 85, some 78, some TCMA stuff it looks like, All-Star, 88 All-Stars, and then some 81 and 82 Fleer kind of mixed in here. So again, it's really kind of all over the place, but really I want to try to get like things together. I have my own boxes here that I'll probably move some of like these cards out of these boxes just because I'm not the biggest fan of like these old 4 rows. So I'll put them in something a little bit more secure and a little bit easier to store. And then you've got the wax over here. That'll be something that I go through pretty quickly to get squared away. So yeah, time to get started. Okay, so here I am back in a much more familiar setting, and I gotta tell you, holy crap, there is a lot to take in still. I don't even know if the initial, I don't want to say shock because I wasn't shocked or really surprised, but the initial kind of excitement has really worn off yet. But here I am ready to actually start tackling this. I'm going to be unloading the truck throughout the day. Really no rush on my end. We have the truck really for the week, so I can take pretty much as much time as I need, but it won't take as long. It would be cool to have my friends here to unload it with me, but really it's not too bad as a solo job. I do have 2 videos that I would recommend that you watch, and I'll leave those linked down below. The first one would be Dave's video, since he is the one that we acquired all this from, and then the second one would be Mike's video as well. And I always say there's 2 sides of every story, and I think that those 2 did it phenomenally, kind of telling the story of how this is. Where do I fall into this? My job is to tell the next story for a lot of these collectibles. or I guess to set up the next story, since I won't be the one to write it. And what I mean by that is to make these pieces available. I watched both of their videos. I should say I listened to, because I listened to them on my final leg of my drive home this morning when I'm releasing this. But generally speaking, uh, there's a lot of comments and a lot of messages I've already received personally with people reaching out like, hey, have you come across this or that? Or I just want to add something from this collection to my collection. And that's going to be pretty much my job to make sure that that happens. And it's something that will not happen overnight. A collection of this magnitude, just from a sheer time standpoint, is an undertaking, a pretty significant undertaking, to say the least. And because of that, I'm going to take my time with it. I've always have been a believer in, if you're going to do it, you should do it right. And that's what I'm going to do here. And I greatly appreciate and am humbled by the fact that Mike, both Mike and Dave for that matter, really trusted me to handle this, because this is, I mean, a collection that is decades in the making, and something that carries with it countless memories and stories. And all of these items are going to create new memories and stories here as they transition to new owners. And I'm the middleman with that and making sure that they get to the right spot in terms of what's going to go in eBay, what's going to go in a private deal, what's going to go in a card show dollar box or $5 box. Those are all things that I'm going to have to answer here. And that's stuff that comes at 2 in the morning when I'm sorting through cards. And I tell myself, okay, one more stack to get through for the evening. And there's really no clear cut answer. I'm going to do what I think is best and use my best judgment, because, hey, this is what I do for a living. And I've had enough experience at this point to kind of have a good idea. It won't be perfect. Of course, it never is, but it's going to be the best that I can do with it. Now, I have already received messages with people asking, how can I get my hands on this or that? Or I'm looking for this or that. I'm making a list and checking it twice. As a matter of fact, here it is right here. Well, it's actually inside my little notebook here. If you're interested in something or you're particularly looking for something, there's kind of two ways to go about it. You can always message me and ask me, if you come across this, please let me know. I've already had a few of those, and I'll acknowledge it and I'll get back to you. Will I get back to you tomorrow? Probably not. Will it be in 2 months from now? Possibly. Will it be sometime in between? I really don't know. It just kind of depends on how long this takes. And I have other obligations other than just this collection as well. I can't give you a definitive timeline. I'm going to move quickly. I'm going to take my time with it at the same time, though, to make sure that it's done right. But most who know me know that I like to move fast with a lot of things when I get into my rhythm and kind of figure out where everything's going. And a lot of it will also come down to, do I really know what this is? There will be a lot of research that is required on my end. And I think that will be fun, because as I learn, I will probably try to do some videos to record and show with all of you. The interest that I've seen on both Mike's video and Dave's video have kind of told me that there's a lot of people who want to follow along with the journey of this collection. And I think a lot of that is going to fall onto my shoulders here, since I'm the one who has the majority of it at this time, to really show you what's in there. And for those who are interested, to have them purchase it. Now, if you just want to get something and you're not exactly sure what you want, I'm going to be putting a lot of things in my eBay store. And that's always linked in the description of all my videos. That you'll see something that says Linktree on it, and you'll see it posted there. Or you can always reach out to me privately. If you have my number, feel free to give me a text. If you have my email, feel free to send me an email. I'm really bad at checking my email, so I would not recommend that. But if you want to try that, I mean, you always can. Social media, I'm okay with, but just know that there's going to be a lot of messages. So I will get back to you when I can. If I'm not ignoring you intentionally, I'm just trying to get through it all. And if you want to know what specifically is coming from this collection, I did come up with this. This will say basement collection on it. So, in a lot of the photos that I put on my eBay listings, you will see that little decoy card here. And when you see this, that means that it has come from the basement collection. Or if it's something where I don't want to put that in the photo, I will put it in the description. If you're familiar with my store, you will probably be able to tell what is from this collection, or maybe even at first glance, you can kind of gather in your head what might be from this collection. But I will at least put it in the description or have that in the picture in the preview of the listing, so that you can quickly identify kind of some of the pieces that are coming from that if you want something specifically from this, but maybe you're not sure exactly what you want yet. And I mean, this is not something that will happen overnight. This is something that for several weeks here, probably even a couple months, I'm going to be going through it and trying to get it up and get it into the right hands and get it into the right, to continue the story and continue the legacy of a lot of these pieces. And again, I take a lot of pride in that, and I take a great amount of, the word is escaping me here, but I appreciate the trust that has been placed in me to handle this by both Mike and Dave. So we'll see where this journey takes me. But this is kind of my intro video. Again, if you want to see actual clips of like the process of getting it to me, you can go check out Mike's video in the description, and you can go check out Dave's video in the description, and you'll see kind of both sides of the story in terms of how we've arrived at this point in time. But this is only the intro video. There is a lot more to come with this. I'll be posting updates kind of as I see fit. This won't be a daily thing. Might not even be a weekly thing at some point in time, but probably early on, a lot of frequent updates. I'll try to take a lot of videos and show a lot of what I'm doing with it, because I think that one of the best ways to kind of honor this collection and to create new memories with it is to document it and document the journey that comes along and passing it along. So that is it for me right now. I will be in touch with a lot of you, I'm sure, in one way or another in the coming days and weeks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let me go ahead and dig in. Until next time, take care, stay safe.